Oh, this morning's let's roll the dice, right? I did that. Today is November 20th, 2025. It's a 4-day. This morning's scripture passage comes from Luke chapter 12, verses 49 and 50. Today's a 4-day. That passage is called the Revelation. It's the one where Jesus, it's the passage where Jesus talks about, he's got, oh, here, I'll read it. I come to send fire on the earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how distressed I am till it is accomplished. I'm going to call this reading this morning the baptism by fire. We're moving out of Scorpio season and into Sagittarius right now. Today's the 20th, so in 2 days we're going to be moving out of Scorpio. A water baptism, a water initiation. The astrology dice gave me, for you guys, for the collective, gave me this morning the North Node, the 10th house in Scorpio. So the 10th house, this is our purpose, reputation, public life. 10th house tells us that the outer must match the inner. You can no longer live a private truth and a public lie. So the North Node, this is our destiny, our soul growth, and the pull forward. The next step is not optional, it's required. And then Scorpio, this is death, rebirth, it's shadow work, and it's truth. Scorpio's been, for me, it's been emotional shadow work. It says transformation is unavoidable. The old self can no longer come with you. Now, what's interesting is today's a 4-day. It's about stability, structure, boundaries, responsibility, putting things in order, and long-term alignment. This is the day that you stabilize you. Baptism by fire. Okay, so I got Unveiling the Golden Age out from its box. And let's see what Spirit's message for the collective is. This is a baptism by fire. This is about shedding old skins. This is by, which I think ever since the Brigid reading that collective has been asked to kind of burn off the dross in their life. Your life, my life. We're all the collective. Alright, let's see. What do we need to know? Forward motion. North Node. This is the 3 of light codes. What else? Cave with the 8 of Earth Guardians, and attune and recalibrate, the 2 of activations. And at the bottom of the deck, the initiate of activations. And the 3 of portals. Baptism by fire. Alright, the 3 of light codes with forward motion. The Cave with the 8 of Earth Guardians. And attune and recalibrate, the 2 of activations. So Cave and 2 of activations, the 8 of Earth Guardians and the 2 of activations. This makes me think that while being in Scorpio season, collective has been doing, you've been doing your shadow work. You pulled away and you've been practicing presence. Pulled away from everybody in order to attune and recalibrate, the 2 of activations. The 2 of activations is the 2 of swords. And this card, the 2 of swords, always makes me think that there's been like a stalemate, like a stuckness. But Scorpio season for the collective has been about recalibrating our emotional body. And now with the 3 of light codes, it's time to move forward. It's time to move toward our north node. Coming out of the cave, when we come out of the cave, we have a new found, okay, right, because this has been a restructuring of our heart, of our emotions. We're in Scorpio season, it's water, we're moving into fire. Before we can go through this fire initiation, we've got to learn how to communicate with our heart chakras open. We have to learn compassion for others without crossing our own boundaries. It's rough. It is in fact rough. Let's pull some clarifying cards here and see what we can take this. Where can we take it? Practicing presence, patience, Kimosabi. All right, tell me about the 3 of light codes, please. Also, 3-3 on the table. 33, this is Master Teacher. The High Priestess, and then this one. Ooh, the 8 of Swords. Forward motion. This doesn't even make sense to me. These two cards together. The 8 of Swords and the High Priestess. This is, well, it It's Jupiter and Gemini. Jupiter is about expansion, forward motion. The mind keeps us trapped in cycles that we don't want to live. I say this over and over and over and over again, that rope that keeps us tied in these cycles is so easily broken. All we've got to do is use those thoughts against themselves in order to break out. The High Priestess already knows this. This is also, let me see, this is the moon. We're breaking the cycle of the mind prison, getting out of the matrix, seeing the emotional waters for what they are. Just emotional waters. We're no longer taking these things personally because they have nothing to do with us. We looked in the mirror and realized that that's a you problem, not a me problem. I'm not responsible for your emotions. This is what collective is learning with other people. This is about communication. This morning's reading is about communication with others. We're learning how to do it from detachment, or from non-attachment, I should say. Not attaching ourselves to anybody else's stories. Tell me about the 8 of Earth Guardians, please. One more. Thank you. 7 of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Brigid taught us this week to protect our waters and our fire. The 7 of Cups is about illusions and dreams and potential. Venus in Scorpio. Oh, the shadow work. This is about shadow work, which is what the cave card is about also. That's actually about what Scorpio season has been all about, is getting deep within our own psyches and really figuring out why our triggers are our triggers, and then healing them so that way we no longer are reacting to people. The Knight of Wands could be about reaction, and the 7 of Cups, seeing the distortion and reacting. You called me a fucking piece of shit liar. But did I? Did I call you a piece of shit liar? When dealing with other people, are you calling that person, are you name calling, or are you naming the problem? With fire, with passion. Sometimes passion looks like reaction. Sometimes it's just passion. Passionate expression. Many of us have had to go into the cave to learn how to separate ourselves from the emotion in order to be able to respond correctly. That's what shadow work is about. We want to be able to respond to people compassionately and with understanding, with empathy, instead of hearing them tell us something and then immediately blowing up because we blew the whole thing out of proportion. We didn't understand. We made a mountain out of a molehill. Tell me about attune and recalibrate, please. One more. We've got the Ten of Cups and the Page of Cups. It's 11. 11 cups. 11 makes 2. Yeah, tune and recalibrate, the 2 of activation. So the decision that needed to be made here was, do I choose to fill my own cup, or do I wait for somebody else to try and fill it for me? And this 10 of Cups, this 10 of Cups is learning that you attune with your higher self and learn that you fill your own cup. Look at the 2 streams coming out of the cup. You fill your own cup so that way you can pour out to other people without expecting any kind of anything back. And then, you know, you walk away from that, which doesn't make you emotionally fulfilled. But Mars and Pisces. So Mercury is about communication, and this is about learning how to communicate. This is about learning how to communicate without reacting. You can have a happy ending, you can have a joyful life, and you can absolutely fill your own cup. I do it every day. I have 0 expectations of anybody emotionally fulfilling me anymore. I have to be able to emotionally fulfill myself. I have to love myself. The ultimate self-care is sometimes it's just putting my earbuds in and just listening to myself. So tell me about heartful communication, right? Oh, 2 cards right away. Nice. The King of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. The Initiate of Activations, the Page of Swords. Heartful communication. When we learn how to ground our passion, to really ground it, and we can't ground that passion without doing the shadow work, without figuring out what our triggers are, without actually going back through these emotions and refeeling them, refeeling the trauma. You know, okay, so for me, I was reacting from an abandonment wound for a long time, till I realized that nobody was abandoning me. I had nobody to abandon me. I was only abandoning myself. Every time I would go through a phone or a GPS history or whatever, I was abandoning myself. I was allowing somebody else's actions to dictate how I felt for the day. And that was setting the stage for how I treated everybody else. So tell me now about geometric coherence. The Three of Portals. This is the celebration. This is coming into alignment. The Spirit. Three of Swords. Yeah, you break your own heart. Three of Swords. And the Seven of Swords. I see. This is what I just said. You know, you're trying to defend yourself, defending your actions, and you still end up hurting yourself. So tell me about this geometric coherence now. Okay, the Lovers, right. Coming into balance with yourself. That's the geometric coherence. You come into balance with yourself, then everything around you starts to shift. Everything around you starts to shift. All right, give me a final card. Final card for the collective. Oh. 2 cards. We've got the Scorpio card. Phoenix of the White Fire with Rebirth. And Stone Circle. 6 Cups. 6 Portals. New Earth transition at the bottom of the deck. The Moon. New Earth transition. This is practicing non-attachment, not detachment, non-attachment. Don't attach yourself to any expectations. The Moon shows us where we hold expectations for other people and then we hurt our own feelings. So when we practice non-attachment, it becomes hey, I did such and such and such and such, and then this happened. Is that right? When the response becomes, is that so? Is that right? You don't say, and you're not attached to an expectation of the other person, illusions start to drop. The 6 of Portals with the Stone Circle. This is nostalgia and remembering our childhoods and old friends and past lovers, and it's reharmonizing. And then with the Phoenix of the White Fire with Rebirth, I think that's pretty fitting for today's energy, being Scorpio. This is the shadow work. Allows the phoenix to rise from the ashes. But in doing the shadow work, you have to encounter the ancestral garbage. I'm at 24 minutes. I love you guys. Have a good day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.